A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritvika Gupta, and tonight I'm bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Coimbatore Springboard. On the show tonight, I'll be chatting with CA Meena Swaminathan, chairperson, FICCI Ladies Organisation, Coimbatore chapter. Welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, Meena. It's lovely having you here today.
My pleasure to join. Thank you for having me here.
You know, Leaders of Tomorrow is a daily show on ET now. It airs Monday to Friday, 7:30 p.m. And we try and spotlight opportunities for MSMEs. This season, this is our season 12, we want to also spotlight for opportunities for women entrepreneurs, women-led MSMEs. And this is a very special part of the event. We call it the Women Mean Business segment. And, I just want to start by asking you to give us an overview of the entrepreneurial landscape for women entrepreneurs here in Coimbatore. Because based on my research, while Tamil Nadu as a whole has a healthy percentage of women-led MSMEs, I think Coimbatore could do a little better. So I want to know your take on this.
Right. I think our earlier speakers were very vocal about that. It is about the choices which the women here make. So we are very family oriented. That's the fundamental culture in Coimbatore. So we prioritize family over businesses. That's one thing. But having said that, that is also changing. The newer generation, they come with better exposure, better knowledge, better technically equipped. So they are willing to go any far. So that's no longer a constraint, although so far it was. Till today, a lot of members in our own organization, we can see they've been very actively supporting the businesses. Not necessarily the office jobs, desk jobs, even the manufacturing jobs, technical jobs, they are supporting. But they stay in the shadow and they prefer to be that way. That's probably, a mindset and the culture. I think that's how Coimbatore is. But then the newer generation, yesterday we were on an industrial visit, fantastic. The absolute, right from the strategy to the technical decision making, the entire operations is being well managed by a lot of new generation entrepreneurs which are coming up. They are starting their own businesses and they are also very well managing and growing the businesses started by their fathers or grandfathers. So, of course, it has been the thing in the past.
But tell us, what would you say are the primary roadblocks when it comes to starting up a business in Coimbatore or in, the nearby regions as well, especially for women entrepreneurs? Where do you think, because whenever I interview, entrepreneurs on my show, funding is a challenge, securing funds, definitely, raising capital for their businesses. And I'm not talking about joining a family business. I'm talking about starting from the scratch. What do you think are the roadblocks?
Actually, I wouldn't tell as roadblocks, but there could be challenges where women-led entrepreneurs, businesses face, but not necessarily on the funding or the infrastructure. And today, be it the local administration, be it the government, be it the financial bodies run by the state, central governments, or wherever you go, funding is available. Schemes are available. Startup Tamil Nadu, or there are special funding allocated by the MSMEs, the district industry center. Everyone, they have their own share of funding or setting up the infrastructure. It is about how the women pick up the problem and try to work out on the solutions and would like to convert it commercially as viable businesses. That's one thing. And second one, when we are getting a bunch of technically qualified people who want to come out with their own products or very good startups. We work with various colleges. We do see a lot of good exhibits given by some of the students there. They are really excellent, but they also need good support in terms of how do they commercialize it. So that is where some guidance is required. And like organization like ours, we do help in all those areas.
Yeah, that is my next question. So tell us at Fiki Flow, what is the kind of support that you're offering, and in terms of the initiatives that you have undertaken?
So basically, we are the ladies wing of the FICCI, the larger FICCI. So what we do is we help women at three different levels. One is the grassroots level, and we have a middle tier, and then of course the corporate. So for the grassroots level, we help in skill development. What we do is not just fund any of their projects, but try to provide the right kind of resources which can develop their skills or set up a business which can be sustained over a period of time, so that they become they also contribute to the livelihood of their families. So that is the kind of support we give, both in skill building or in supporting with the capital required for setting up businesses. And for the middle tier, we also help them identifying the marketing of the products, help them. Some of our programs, like which we conduct, we have tie up with some of the educational institutions. What we do is we teach these entrepreneurs how to price their products, how to cost the products. So, what all elements have to be factored while pricing it. So, when right from that to how they have to strategize, how they have to commercialize, the entire business part of it, we do in our skill development and our training programs, and that also do at our corporate level, where people are already part of the board or they are setting up larger businesses. And even our own members, we do a corporate, and we do industrial visits. We take people to already well established industries. That gives us exposure also. So these are the kind of projects and programs that we continuously work on throughout the year. And apart from that, we also try to rope in women entrepreneurs from across the country. We bring them, we provide them a platform to showcase their own products and establish markets. And even our own women entrepreneurs in this city get specially, very subsidized place to exhibit their products and publicize them.
Fantastic. Now, I understand that there are a lot of women entrepreneurs in textile, agriculture, I think even food and hospitality. I've been researching, there are quite a number of women, not only entrepreneurs, women leaders as well in these sectors. Which of these sectors do you find the most promising in terms of opportunities and growth?
Today, the opportunities we are seeing it in every sector, almost every sector. Of course, women are more into the other startup and services kind of businesses, but a lot of women are getting into family businesses like manufacturing, and they are setting up their own manufacturing businesses. We do, as a part of our FICCI and various other organizations in the city, we do identify and recognize these people in any of our annual events, because they have started as greenfield projects and they have been very successful even in technical manufacturing sector as well. So, I think all these sectors have been working really well in Coimbatore. And Coimbatore as a place is an education. Education is one important area, and you can see traditionally and as well as now, lot of women-led educational institutions are very, very successful, and it has been running. So that way, we also get support from there are hospitals which are well administered by women directors. They are doing a fantastic job. So that way, every sector, like healthcare, education, we have hospitality, food, you name it, women are there today.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.
There are some reservations. So these are some of the challenges, fundamentally as systems we need to tackle with. But having said that, there are organizations who are very, very fast, very forward. Whatever the new technology comes to the market, it is taken up the very next day. So that's where a lot of work needs to be done in taking the technology and helping them understand. See, it's just the fear of unknown.
Welcome back. You're watching IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We are bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Coimbatore Springboard and talking all things women in business. Take a look.
What would your advice be for women entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs who would want to make a mark in male dominated industries, like you mentioned, manufacturing, engineering, IT, perhaps even finance?
Finance, yes, not much of takers it. Probably, considering the risk, it's about the risk appetite and how much of risk that we want to take in these kind of industries. That's where the thing comes. But then the traditionally run businesses, yes, they are taking forward. But as far as the manufacturing, things are changing.
Things are changing.
Things are changing very heavily, and I would, in any of my clients whom I've met in the past, there are ladies who are very, very actively supporting manufacturing, not just with the offices, on the shop floor.
Fantastic. But when I came, I think 90% of the audience members here are men, right? Do you think we should have like a women chapter for Leaders of Tomorrow? Maybe Ficky Flo can actually.
Maybe we should do much more
Absolutely,
publicity.
because for Coimbatore, I also understand that the role of technology plays a big role as well, right? And do you think that smaller businesses as well, because you work with a lot of entrepreneurs in your network, do you think they're also using technology to their advance, or are they yet to get up to speed?
So here I have a mixed view on that. See, some of them are very fast in embracing technology, and some of them are still like we sometimes have conversations in going for online banking. Okay, so but there are some reservations. So these are some of the challenges fundamentally as systems we need to tackle with. But having said that, there are organizations who are very, very fast, very forward. Whatever the new technology comes to the market, it is taken up the very next day. So that's where a lot of work needs to be done in taking the technology and helping them understand. See, it's just the fear of unknown. So if a lot of education needs to be given in understanding how the technologies work and adopt it to the fullest extent, and there is no stopping once we get into that technology. I strongly advise on taking up technology. If I have to say, my mom, she started her business at 62, 76 now.
Oh wow, okay. And when was this?
And that's about 14 years ago, and she's 76 now, and she does all her work digitally. So she takes orders by WhatsApp and delivers.
What does she do?
She is into a home-based food business. But then, my audit and my consulting instinct sometimes pops up, and I started doing a bit of research on probably what is working for her. She does a perfect balancing of managing stakeholders, be it her customers, be it the staff who work with her, or be it the vendors. Like, she treats everyone equally, and all the expectations are equally met. She has never been to any college, but she does that very well, and that's a big entrepreneur lesson. I was doing a lot of introspection at home to understand what she was able to do continuously over the 14 years, and that's one of the ventures which she is in one, and she has been a serial entrepreneur in the past, right from running a conventional lathe in our backyard. So that was the kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's never too late to start. I mean, at 62, she's been dabbling with technology. It's definitely inspiring. But tell me, ma'am, what do you think is the role of networking and mentorship as well, especially for women entrepreneurs?
That's a fantastic question, which I thought I should touch upon in this, program. So that is something which we have our own reservations in taking up mentorship. Because when you're going for mentorship or any kind of an advisory, you need to share your problems transparently, and the person listening has to listen without any judgment. So this, as an ecosystem, as a DNA in our city, we are very, shy to share our challenges. But although there are there is a lot of changes that are happening, and people are coming out with their problems, but then still not everywhere. So when it is not about the problems or the challenges they share, sometimes in our consulting assignments when we do, it is just the perspective that we offer. So when we are part of the problem, we don't get the dimension an external person gives us. So that is where the role of the mentors and advisors, and we always think a consulting or mentoring or anything is expensive, not necessarily. Sometimes it could be a 5-minute conversation with a new perspective, changes the whole thing. So that openness to take up the mentorship first, and once that openness is there with whoever is looking for mentoring, a mentor, then definitely you will find a mentor. So the openness is the first thing to start with.
Fantastic. Ma'am, finally, drawing from your extensive experience in auditing, consulting, strategic management, tell me really how bullish are you about the future of entrepreneurship here in Coimbatore? And especially for women entrepreneurs, does it seem promising?
It is very promising. I mean, anywhere in India, I mean, not necessarily in Coimbatore, anywhere in India, across the world, it seems very beautiful. And the next 25, 30 years, we are seeing, you can go at whatever speed you want. Mentioning about speed, I would like to draw an analogy from driving or, automobile for that example. See, automobile, why are we able to drive fast? Well, when we would be able to really drive fast? When we are very confident that I have my safety mechanisms working. So when we are establishing any organization, the systems and processes, the risk management, these are very, very core. I mean, of course, traditionally this has been taken care by, the values that was passed down from centuries and families. It has been happening. But then today with newer challenges, newer technologies and newer opportunities, if we have to make use of all these things, we have to leverage these opportunities that are available. We also need to definitely accelerate. So if we have to accelerate it and travel fast, we have to be very, very confident that our systems back, which is with us, are really, really strong to give me that safety net. So that is where one important area which women needs to really focus on in building that kind of systems and processes, and fixing accountability with the people who are working with them, empower them. Okay, these are some things, women are very, very conservative sometimes. Okay, so empowering them and assigning responsibilities and getting things done. Okay, that is one important thing for women to, do well in businesses. And the second one is bringing in the right technologies. When I'm talking about investing in technologies, need not necessarily be whatever comes new in the market, adopt for it, but at least adopt what is really required for my business. Okay, that is definitely a second most important thing. And third one, know who your stakeholders are. Manage everyone well, and there is no stopping.
So leverage, accelerate, and empower. That's the mantra. Thank you so much, Meena. This was a lovely conversation. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, that is a wrap on this episode of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.